to put Trump on trial, and it is all just going away. They blew it at every turn. Here's what's happened this week. Georgia, that one, okay. They're going to take up Trump's argument about Fani Willis. Now, she's the prosecutor. She's having an affair with the guy she hired. I mean, it's not really relevant to the case, but they left an opening.
Bill Maher has been on a rampage going after the woke cult recently. Now, I'm not saying that Bill Maher is red-pilled or that he's not woke anymore, because he definitely is. It feels like he's all the way not woke within his brain, but then every once in a while he goes on these monologues just to prove to his woke audience that he's not completely gone, because he doesn't want to abandon that audience entirely, because for the last few years, Bill Maher's entire audience has been the woke cult. But now he's realizing these people, their logic, just doesn't check out. Like, it just doesn't. They're insane. And he can't continue to go down their path, because the only way to stay within the woke cult is to keep getting more and more woke. You can't just say, here are my beliefs, and these are going to be my beliefs for the next 10 years. Basically, daily, you have to get more and more woke, or else you're kicked out and you're canceled from the woke cult. And Bill Maher is very obviously fed up with that whole cult. And anyway, and here's a tweet from Sir Rickster. It says, Bill Maher, Democrats have had 4 years to put Trump on trial. They're all just going away. They blew it at every turn. Why? Because Trump is innocent. He did nothing wrong. Bill Maher actually brings up multiple clips from his very show that prove that Trump is innocent. And it's just wild to even say that Bill Maher would go out of his way to do that, but he did. Let's check out this clip here from Real Time with Bill Maher.
I mean, the Democrats have had 4 years to put Trump on trial, and it is all just going away. They blew it at every turn. Here's what's happened this week. Georgia, that one, okay. They're going to take up Trump's argument about Fani Willis. Now, she's the prosecutor. She's having an affair with the guy she hired. I mean, it's not really relevant to the case, but they left an opening. And now that one's going to be delayed. The stolen documents one, that's never going to happen, because that's a Trumpy judge down there. So it's Stormy or bust.
I saw what you did there.
Bill Maher can be funny sometimes. Like, I know that a lot of people watching this video probably have a pretty strong hatred for Bill Maher and what he stands for, but he can be funny sometimes. Like, come on, that was a decent joke. That was pretty funny.
It just comes out. I'm not trying. If this one doesn't work, and she's a bad witness, because let me show you a little video. This is when I had Stormy on in 2018, and first I asked her why she had sex with Trump.
If you enjoyed the video, make sure you leave a like and subscribe to the channel. It really does help me out a ton. Let's get back to the video.
Listen to that, and then listen to what she says after that, and then we're going to talk about the trial, because it's quite a variance of what she said to me in 2018. Why did you fuck Donald Trump?
I have no idea.
Come on, guys. Like, the fact that she says, I have no idea. Maybe it's because he's one of the most rich and powerful men, and before he ran for president, he was one of the most well-liked men in basically every single community out there. Like, even hip-hop, you know, Democrats, Republicans, like, it doesn't matter. He was very well-liked. He was making cameos in all these movies just because of how well-liked he was. It's very obvious. You know, the guy's super charismatic, one of the most rich and powerful men in the world. It feels like I'm glazing Trump a lot here, but it's just objective facts. Like, I'm not some super hardcore Trump fan, but it's just objective facts. He's one of the most rich and powerful men in the world, and he has a lot of charisma, and he's historically very well liked until the last 8 years or so.
Okay, but you say it's not a Me Too case.
It is not a Me Too case. I mean, I wasn't assaulted. I wasn't attacked or raped or coerced or blackmailed. They tried to shove me in the Me Too box to further their own agenda. And first of all, I didn't want any part of that, because it's not the truth, and I'm not a victim in that regard.
That's not what she's saying now. She's talking about he was bigger and blocking the way. It's all the Me Too buzzwords. She said there was...
Well, because the Me Too stuff obviously works, you know. Even if it doesn't work in court, it works in the court of public opinion. You can look at the Johnny Depp stuff. There's still people to this day that are Amber Heard stans. Like, they fully believe that Johnny Depp was guilty and that Amber Heard was innocent in that whole situation. You know, so even if it doesn't work in court, if you do the Me Too stuff, you're going to at least capture a certain subset of the population that fully believes the person that's accusing the other one just because it's a Me Too style thing. So Stormy Daniels was probably approached and said, somebody told her, like, hey, let's switch up the narrative here so that we can actually do some damage to Trump's reputation at the very least, if not get him in court. That's probably what happened.
There's a power imbalance of power, for sure. My hands were shaking so hard. She said she blacked out. Blacked out? She's a porn star. I don't think sex...
That doesn't mean she's been subjected to the likes of Donald Trump.
Well,
I might black out too.
do you really think she blacked out? I mean, a porn star is used to having sex with people she does not know. That's the job. It's kind of like Stormy Bob Stormy. Fuck. Action.
See, dude, Bill Maher can be funny sometimes. Like, I don't agree with everything he says either, but that's pretty funny.
And let's go, and we're losing the light. So I just think she's not a good witness, and this is...
Yeah, I mean, obviously she's not a good witness. If Bill Maher is saying that she's not a good witness, but also the crazier part of this whole thing is that Bill Maher would go back into his own files from his own show and dig up a clip like that kind of pushes more the narrative that Trump is innocent and that nothing really happened there. You know, that there wasn't anything done wrongly by Trump. Like, that's crazy that Bill Maher would bring that up. Maybe he is actually in the pursuit of truth more than I thought before. But there's also clips like this from Bill Maher, where he promises to not go nuts again. This is from Chief Nerd, by the way, this tweet. In 2024, I'm not going to lose my nervous system about Trump again. If he ends the world, he's going to end the world. I'm not going to go effing nuts again if he wins another term. I just can't. Let's check this out.
I'm not going to lose my nervous system about Trump again. If he ends the world, he's going to end the world. I'm not going to fucking go nuts again if he wins another term. I just can't.
I hope you have that wherewithal.
Well, what are you going to do?
I don't know. I'm trying to stay right there.
Yes.
I'm trying to stay
what, are you
right
going to
there.
get anxious like a millennial? No,
Yeah,
it's
right. Exactly.
You know.
That is,
I mean, that generation, especially the Z generation,
Get anxious like a millennial. I mean, you shouldn't have. I mean, guys, I don't like Joe Biden being in the White House either. But like, the odds are, like, yes, the overall, like, over time, the country has gone downhill for sure under Joe Biden. But like, let's take an audit really quickly. And I guarantee you 90% of people, if not higher percentage, would comment, leave it in the comments. Has your day-to-day life changed at all because of Joe Biden being in office? Maybe groceries are higher. Yeah, for sure. That sucks. I would rather the groceries not be as high. Gas prices went up a little bit. Yeah. But it's not like massive changes to where like you can't live the same life that you were living before. I'm sure some people are going to disagree, but the same goes for the other side. You know, there might be some like lower gas prices and lower grocery prices and more mean tweets and more mean statements coming from the president. But Bill Maher and these guys that are Whoopi Goldberg who are fighting for their life to not lose their minds if Trump gets reelected. It's like, I mean, it's not like your day-to-day life's going to change anyway, so it's not that serious. Like, I know it's you're going to get pissed off, a lot of you, for me saying that it's not that serious, but it's true. Your day-to-day life is most likely not going to change. And there's this last clip from Bill Maher just being super based and calling out the woke cult directly in this one. This is the most wild Bill Maher clip that I think I've ever seen from Real Time with Bill Maher. Let's check this one out.
And contrary to current progressive dogma, children aren't miniature adults wise beyond their years. They're morons. They're gullible morons who'll believe anything and just want to please grown-ups. And they don't have any frame of reference. So they normalize whatever's happening. That's why endlessly talking about gender to 6-year-olds isn't just inappropriate. It's what the law would call entrapment, which means enticing people into doing something they wouldn't ordinarily do. For example, after 9/11, there were several cases of overzealous federal agents leading sad losers into terrorist plots, like the undercover FBI agent who got 7 out-of-work dudes in Liberty City, Florida, to sign on to a plot to bomb the Sears Tower in Chicago. Oh, please, these guys didn't even have a gun. But when someone said, wouldn't it be cool if we taught the man a lesson and blew something up? They said, yeah, that would be kind of cool. Entrapment, suggesting someone into something they wouldn't otherwise do. And if you think that some of that isn't going on with gender in schools, you're not watching enough TikTok videos.
I pledge allegiance to the queers.
I'm not allowed to be out as trans non-binary at school. So my response to this is to be as obnoxiously queer as possible.
There's a certain kind of activist.
And Bill Maher is not like the kind of guy that just watches this stuff on Twitter all day. Like, he probably does keep up with politics and everything, but he's not the kind of guy that's going to go out and search for liberals and people trying to push like the gay and queer agenda and stuff like that. You know, he's probably not following libs of TikTok and stuff. So the fact that he's able to just bring these up whenever, I know he has a team of researchers and everything, but I'm saying that Bill Maher is not as obsessed with that side of things as he is with the other side of things. And the fact that he is even seeing this and realizing that it's a problem, that means that there's something really, really bad going on. If Bill Maher is the one that's noticing the problems with the woke side of things.
These days, who wants to take heterosexuality, old school, old fashioned, boring, minding its own business heterosexuality, and lump it in with patriarchy and sexism and racism and tell kids, wouldn't it be cool if you were anything but that? It also seems to be the theme of kind of a lot of kids' books these days. I never used the phrase gay agenda because I thought it was mostly nonsense, and it is, mostly. But a director for Disney Television Animation did say after she was hired,
the showrunners were super welcoming to my not at all secret gay agenda. Like, I was just wherever I could, just basically adding queerness. No one would stop me, and no one was trying to stop me.
look, I'm all for adding queerness wherever. I put some in my drink before I came out here tonight. But maybe we should think about giving kids a break from our culture wars for a minute, or at least until the election is over.
Yeah, I mean, maybe we should, right? Any logical thinking person out there would agree with Bill Maher there. The only issue with that is the logical thinking part. Like, these people, these Disney directors, these teachers who are trying to push the woke stuff on their students, they're not logical thinkers. They're constantly in a state of like emotional turmoil where they think they're fighting a battle instead of just trying to raise children the proper way or make good movies and TV. Like, these people are in a constant state of war and battle. Like, they must defeat the other side. It's like, it's lost, dude. Except for people like Bill Maher, which, like I said, is definitely not on the red pill side, not on the light side for sure. Like, not all the way, because he still has some wild takes, especially in particular about abortion and stuff. But he's definitely seeing the light at the very least. Anyway, let me know in the comments what you're thinking about these Bill Maher statements on Real Time with Bill Maher, destroying the woke cult. Let me know what you're thinking in the comments below.